Hey guys, we made it to season 5 of the Us People podcast. I'm your host, Savia Rocks, and in this season, we aim to empower and embrace creativity through diversity as we dive into the fascinating stories and experiences of a diverse range of individuals, highlighting their unique perspectives and creative endeavors, from artists and entrepreneurs to innovators and activists. We celebrate the power of diversity in driving creativity and fostering positive change. Join us as we engage in thought-provoking conversations like
I made myself intentionally homeless in pursuit of my purpose.
We're aware that a lot of people want to present and they were in my position and what's worse, they weren't a white male, which is a joke that's even still a thing.
I think my family never ever say you can't do something. So full of support for whatever dream. If I said tomorrow I want to fly to the moon, they'll probably say I wish you all the best, Mel.
So guys, I just want to say thank you for supporting the Us People podcast for the past 5 years. And we look forward to sharing another new theme song with you. Let's go.
Hi guys. My name is Michael Ramabeletsa, the former English champion, area champion, and a British Masters champion. You're listening to Us People broadcast with Savia.
I had to overcome a lot of obstacles just to get here. Embrace your
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the Us People podcast. I'm your host, Savia Rocks, and today I am humbled to have Michael here with me, who is a professional boxer. Michael, thank you so much for taking your time to come on the Us People podcast. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you so much for asking. You know what? I love the fact that it's a beautiful day today. And, we get to do these beautiful interviews with people. So it's really nice.
It is amazing. I love it. I've just been training, sweating, enjoying the sun. And I'm going to go and chill out and just enjoy the day.
I don't blame you. So, Michael, my first question for you is, could you tell me a bit about yourself, where you grew up, and how that influenced you to be the person who you are today?
Michael, I was born in South Africa, Johannesburg. I was born and raised in South Africa, yes. How I started boxing, I had a friend who lives just next door to my house, who was a boxer before, and I wasn't doing boxing. I was just going to school, come back. I love football. I was not even thinking about boxing by that time. He asked me to come with him in his gym, and we went, and he just introduced me to his trainer, and he only lied, actually. He said his trainer I wanted to join boxing, which is that was something that was not even in my head. Then his trainer just scared me. He came to me and said, listen, I never asked you to come to this gym, and you just came to my gym. I'm clear you want to train, and there's the one thing about this. You come once, I want you more often anyway, because if you don't, I'll come to your house and I'm gonna whoop your ass if you don't come to me. So from that time, when I was like worried, I was like, if I don't go to the gym, this guy's gonna come to my house, and I don't want all that. Then since I stick in the gym, I think in the first session we did, he was impressed, and obviously I was just doing something I don't even know, but the trainer was so impressed. And he just like, listen, I need to get you a card so that you can fight. And then he got me a card to fight.
See?
I got my first fight. I got beaten. My first fight, I was so nervous, I couldn't even eat. But funny enough, instead of saying, I'm quitting this is not mine. Then I was like, I need to go and train a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And I'll be back. And since then, I never look back, because afterwards, I never lose no fight in amateurs until I went to the national championships.
See what I mean? That's awesome. See, when you continue to fight and you continue to do what you love. And sometimes you don't even know that you're loving that. Like you were saying, your friend took you there and said that you wanted to do it and you didn't really want to do it, but you ended up staying there and saying, you know what? And regardless even if you lost your first fight, I think it's an experience. I don't think that you lost it in that way. I think it was just an experience for you to understand what the whole boxing kind of industry is like.
Yeah. It was experience because I was just a little bit. I was nervous. I couldn't eat. There was no energy, because I was just thinking, "Wow, I'm gonna fight someone else and I'm gonna get beaten, or I beat him. I don't know." So I was so nervous. And then obviously I lost some points. Yeah, that's how. Then I never looked back afterwards.
See what I mean? So tell me about what's it like being a boxer, for example, the training, the intent, and I know it's intense, the intense training, having to train every day, you know, being the different weights that you have to be able to fight. What is
Mm.
that like for you?
It is difficult, to be honest. It is hard, but you need to love it. You need to have a reason why you're doing it,
Yeah,
and then you're gonna enjoy it, because the harder it gets, the more I love it, because I always thinking I'm getting more fitter and I'm improving a lot. So yeah, it is hard, but as long as you love it, you're gonna enjoy it.
that's really
It's
true.
Yeah. Boxing is a tough it's a tough sport in the world, and
Tell me about it.
if you yeah, definitely, if you do boxing, and then you got to be ready mentally, and I always believe that if you put your head into it, the sky's the limit, you know. But it's definitely hard.
Tell me about some of the things that, if you don't mind sharing it with us, some of the things that you've actually been through within the boxing industry, because I know that sometimes people like to underestimate your knowledge of who you are as a person when it comes to being in the industry, or sometimes people might try and take advantage of who you are within the industry. Have you got any stories that you can share or tell us about your experience of having to possibly manage yourself, or having to people trying to test who you are as a person?
Oh, it happens a lot. Oh my God. I used to live in Bristol, and obviously I knew, just said, because I was coming from South Africa, and I've never been given any chance or any easy way to just to enjoy boxing. It was so hard. Whether it was just because of maybe he's coming from South Africa, his accent is not, he's not smart enough. He doesn't know how the system works. I don't know. And then I remember the guy. He was telling me I don't need a trainer to train, and I can train myself. And we argue all the time, and all the time when I got a fight, then we have to argue regarding the money. So I'm one person, very, very, very stubborn when it comes to that. My life comes first, and if I get in the ring for what I'm not worth, tough luck. I'm sorry. So the guy was trying to make me a journeyman, actually, not a champion as much as I wanted.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, Mike, you can make a lot of money if you just take any fight comes." I said, "I'm not that person." I hear what you're saying about the money. We all want money, but my pride, I wanna build my own legacy from boxing. Let me go and see. If ever I failed, at least I failed well. I've tried. Then go and take fight. It comes and just thinking I'm making money. No, I cannot do that. Then it was hustle, and I end up like wanted to terminate the contract with him, and still it was a lot going on, and but I've managed to get my contract, and I moved to Preston.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me and the guy now, we friends. We make business together now, which is, I mean, that's life. There was no time for me to hate anybody, or you have to learn. It was just a learning process for me. And when I moved down here, also everything was good, but eventually things changed, and it's kind of like, Mike, listen, these people don't want to fight you, man. They just, I was thinking if he comes, take any fight comes and make some money, and the
Yeah.
West Party, yeah, the West Party even mentioned like, mate, if you can have a £2,000 in your account, at least I'll be happy. I was like, what, mate? That's crazy. You think I'm worth £2,000?
No.
You know,
Mm-mm.
for you thinking I'll be happy to have a 2,000 grand in my account. That's I feel like it was so disrespectful for me, for him to say that.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I had to terminate the contract because I didn't want to work with someone who I'm not sure whether he's with me to help me or he's with me for his own reasons.
Exactly.
To
Mm-hmm.
and then I know we we cut tires, and I still build peace anyway. So uh, I remember I went to London to work with Steve. Steve Goodwin. That's the person who started to help me a lot. Uh, I had a chat with Steve. I said, Steve, listen, I want you to manage me. All I want is get me the fights, give me enough time to train, to prepare. All I want to fight for the title, and I want to be a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Then he said, listen, Mike, uh, I promise you, I'll get you the title as long as you win. That's all matters. I said, of course, that's what I want. And he did exactly what he said. Because my first fight with him, he gave me a title fight. That was it was an English title, and I got robbed against one of his fighters as well. So, and I was fighting as an away fighter, and then he requested a rematch because I got robbed. Then the kid didn't want to fight me again. He vacated the belt. And then I had to box against someone else. And then yeah, that from there since I became English champion, and obviously Stevie just being honest with me said, Mike, listen, there's no one want to fight you right now. You've been holding the title, and it's hard to get anybody to defend against. But what I was thinking is because now you're the champ, if you can try to get a manager in the north, and but just update me who want to help you, and then I'll tell you if it's the right person or not.
Yeah.
Then that's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did, and I signed with Kevin Murray. And then I become an area champion with Kevin,
Yes.
and also he created an opportunity for WBC, Queens, Frank Warren Queensberry promotion.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it started to change anyway. I know start to fight for good money, start to like sponsors and all that. And then eventually, when time goes, something just went wrong. And then I decided, you know what? Let me manage myself now. I think it's about time. My experience in boxing, it's enough because there's lions in the sport, and there's the people don't really give a shit about anybody. All they want is to make money out of you.
That's true.
Yeah, so I just like, man, listen, what I'll do is I've got lots of experience in boxing now, and I've built the contact myself. So I just want to manage myself, and that's how I just turn everything to be my own manager.
See what I mean? See,
Yeah.
another thing is, can you tell me? So I'm really intrigued because I know every boxer has their own method of training. What is?
Mm.
Can you give me a sample of what your training sessions are like?
In the morning, normally I I go out for a run in the morning, and then during the day, go in the gym to do it's that I'm doing the strength and conditioning, or we do technique.
Okay.
Yeah, dealing with the defense and all that. But it depends on the days. And Monday we do the strength and conditioning in the morning, and then later on it's a sparring, or
Okay.
we do sparring in the morning and then strength and conditioning later. And then the following day we'll be doing technique, practicing the defense of what we did on sparring, just to correct the mistakes we did and improving other things. Yeah, that's what we're doing, but it's intense. The training is very very intense. It's hard. Not a day I can say, it was easy. There's no it's hard, but I'm enjoying it. I'm glad that because I love it. I'm enjoying it. That's the only way that keep me going.
See, how do you mentally control a match? So say you're in a ring now, you've done all your training, you're sparring with your coach, you've got your team behind you who have physically prepared you. How do you go in the ring and mentally be able to control a match so that you're not using all your energy and you can tire them out? Because I've seen how boxers
Mm.
can kind of challenge each other in the terms of tiring one out, so then they can start using their
Yeah.
techniques out on the other boxer. But how does it work for you in the terms of how do you as a boxer mentally control the matches that you're in?
Obviously, you're gonna go and check how the boxer box.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe could be a boxer or could be a fighter
True.
or just yeah. And you're gonna look at that and check how he moves. Then you check the distance, build the timing for yourself so that he can counter punch on what he's trying to do against you. And the only thing you just have to forget about what's outside and put your head into the ring, focus on because of any mistake, like within a second, you'll pay. So that's the only thing. I just control myself that just forget about the rest outside the ring. And I just focus on in the ring. Sometimes it happens you know, because I had a lot of challenges, which is sometimes I go to the ring and I've got a huge problem that I faced maybe at home
Yeah.
and during the fight it just come in your brain. I don't know, it happens, and I remember when it happened, and I got paid for that. You know, I had a lot of stress, and it was a family thing,
Yeah.
and I had a massive fight. That was a big fight, which is a WBC live on BT,
Yeah.
and during the camp, something happened that it took my focus away.
Okay, I
But
understand that.
yeah, it took my focus away, and I'm one person. I'm a strong person mentally, and I thought, you know what, I'll be alright after a week in training, and life goes on. That's it. Is what it is. Whatever happened happens. We can't change it, and but it was forever in my brain, in my head, and because there were so many things happening during my camp, you know. Uh, then I was trying to stay strong, and I remember during the fight, I could, whatever the arguments we used to, then I could picture us in a way I'm fighting, and I got caught with the left hook.
Ah.
Yeah, I got caught, and I was so confident on that fight that I'm gonna win by knockout, but I got caught, and I tried to stand, and then he fight back, then the ref just jumped in between and stopped the fight.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard, but I learned to accept and move forward. That's
Yeah.
how life goes. We can't really stand in one place and complain. We just,
I totally understand that. I think it's one of those things in life where you can be confident and be ready, but then if the universe turns around and says no, and it just switches over, it's just one of those things that happen. But you, like you say, you move forward, you go on to your next fight. And to be honest with you, Michael, you become better at what you do.
hello,
Hello, are you there, Michael?
hello.
Hello, are you there?
Oh yeah, I
Okay,
lost
cool.
the brother.
No, don't worry.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay.
yeah. So yeah, that's what happened, and I just had to told myself that it is what it is. Whatever happened happens, and I can't change it. you just have to move forward.
No, I agree
And
with you. I totally do.
yeah, that's what happened. And because I'm one person, I'm chasing the greatness, and I know how. I'm one person who I like to stay on my lane, and I don't compare myself with nobody.
Good.
And I'm trying to do what's best for my kids, and that's all matters.
Yep.
The rest is just the history for me, and I work hard so that I can help those who who can able to do anything for themselves. And like, there's a kids outside who hasn't got no support, a lot of support, and they just end up being on the street. They end up being doing all the drugs and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm one person who like to help those who can afford to do anything for themselves.
Michael, what are some of the challenges that you face as a boxer, and what advice would you give to someone who is at the age of you, the same age as you, or even younger, who is trying to stay positive and move forward with boxing? What advice would you give to them?
The advice I can give you to those who, especially people who come to boxing, try yourself to stay with the right people,
I agree.
and
Yeah.
and I believe in yourself. Never ever be shy to stand your ground. If you feel like something is not right, raise your voice. Question. If that person cannot answer, you should know that something not right. So, and when it comes to the contract or the fight you're signing, make sure you sign the right contract,
Yes.
because there's a lions in this game. You know,
Tell me about it.
uh, there's a lions in this game. Make sure that you sign the right contract, and involve the people you can trust. Yeah, 100%. And then stay away from people who are negative, and then never ever compare yourself with anybody. Stay anywhere,
Yeah.
and you'll achieve your goals at your own pace, because everyone has its own pace. Not just because of my mate is driving this and he's making this, you think you're gonna do the same. No, stay in your lane and appreciate what you're getting. You'll see how far you can go, but always stay positive.
See, I love that advice. So the next part of the question is, I wanted to ask you about the dangers of being a boxer, because I'm sure you go through health checks and
Mm.
so many other things, and it is, what are the dangers of being a boxer? I was doing some research about boxing and how you can get brain damage, Parkinson's disease, dementia. There are so many different things that you can get because you're constantly getting hit. What advice
Getting
would you give to our listeners who are worried about becoming a boxer because of some of the long-term effects that boxing has, especially when it comes to long-term fights?
Yeah. There's lots and lots of, the injuries. There's a lot of injuries in boxing, especially when it comes to a brain. We do, that's why boxing, we do a lot of brain scan. And it's so easily, I think, to get brain scan when you grow up, especially when you're into boxing and changing, you know, fighting, hit me, I hit you, hit me, I hit you, all kind of things for maybe about 40 fights. That's not good at all. And make sure that you don't involve too much in the war, because you still have life after boxing. Uh, there's a too much injuries in boxing, and make sure that you get help in terms of your brain after boxing. After you fighting, you go and seek the help, because you can go and see the doctor,
Yeah.
just to make sure that your brain stay fresh and all that, and then it'll give you advice, or tell you what you need to do for you to stay healthy, because the brain definitely happens a lot to the boxers, and most boxers, they end up having what you call it, depression, and mental disturbed sometimes, because of all the punches they're getting from boxing. That's the main thing. And other than that, it's injuries, just normal injuries because of training. But the main thing is just the brain scan and all kind of things. The brain is very important. So those are kind of things. Major thing is the brain. That's the brain, and it's something that it's hard to avoid it,
Yeah.
But it always boxers. He just said most boxers after a fight, they wanna go and party, drink, and all that. They don't look
Yeah.
after the body. Yeah, and I woke up in the morning, had a hangover. He can't even lift his head
Mm-hmm.
just because celebrating after the fight. But he doesn't. He's not aware that it putting his life in risk. Those are kind of things that your body doesn't recover normally. It doesn't recover. Like the body has a time to recover. But when you drink, you still have to recover from drinking
Yeah.
before you recover. Those are kind of things. So make sure after your fight, it's good to celebrate, but don't drink. Yeah, I'm not saying don't drink immediately after the fight. Maybe you can have a couple of days and then you'll celebrate probably after the following week.
Yes, I agree with you on that one. I do.
Yeah, everything is recovered and then you become normal. Then just after the fight, you go in, just drink, go to the club, kind of thing. You don't look after yourself, and that will pay off in the long term.
Michael, if when you look in the mirror, what do you see in your reflection? Has there ever been a time where you have looked in a mirror and not recognized the person staring back at you? How did you manage to go from a person that you might not have necessarily liked to becoming the person who you are today, and it is flourishing in what they love doing?
Okay, give me a question again. Sorry.
Has there ever been,
Always.
no, it's absolutely fine. Has there ever been a time where can you define yourself as a person, first of all, and who do you see when you look in the mirror? But on the flip side of that question, has there ever been a time where you have looked in the mirror and not recognized the person staring back at you? How did you manage to go from a person that you might not have liked when you saw your reflection in the mirror to becoming a person who is successful in their own right, who has worked hard, and who is becoming the person who they want to become?
Uh, when I look at the mirror and look at myself on it, and most of the time I only see I see the king.
I
I
like that.
see, yeah, I see the king. I see the guy who is successful, who is going to be more successful with things that he believes in. Uh, Again, sometimes there was a time that I look at the mirror. I don't want to see myself in the mirror. Uh, I I was coming. I remember I was coming from the fight, and on the fight there was a lot of things that happened, and I got robbed as well,
Mm.
and I was crying, and but I was talking to myself in the mirror, to be honest, and I was like, Mike, listen, whatever happened today, man, you should stay knowing that you're the winner and
Mm.
you're the kid, and don't let anybody change your mind on what you believe on. And it doesn't matter how long whatever you're trying to chase it takes for you to achieve it. Never ever ever quit just because of you had some negative from other people. You got to stay focused no matter what. And that's something that I always motivate myself with. Even if when I woke up in the morning, I feel like I don't want to do anything, and I always tell myself, probably if I don't do it today, maybe it could be a reason. So I don't want to let that happen, because tomorrow I may do the same thing and I'll be like wasting 2 days feeling the same thing.
Mm.
So for me to deal with the problem, I have to face it. Even if how hard it could be, because it happens so many times, and I just like, what, it is what it is. I'm gonna have to go and do it no matter what. Even today, like it's a nice sunshine and all. I feel like, oh, you know what?
I
And I,
think we all feel like that, Michael.
yeah, I was like, and it just one day is not bad, isn't it? And all of a sudden, after some times, like, you know what? Let me go to the gym. I don't have to do too much, just to do a little bit of things that I was supposed to do yesterday. Then and because yesterday I didn't train, so I was like, and then I went and I've done it. So I said I don't have no pressure, because I still have plenty time. Especially I've got a fight coming in Caribbean,
Ooh.
uh, in November. Yeah. So I was like, just keep pushing nicely. Everything, don't think it's just sunshine today. You want to chill out. Chilling out sometimes it's not gonna pay you, mate. So that's a
That is the truth.
yeah. So that's what I just end up. I just end up seeing myself. I went to the gym, and that's how I am. Uh, I'm just a positive person, and I would like to, you know, help a lot of people to stay positive, no matter what the challenges they're facing, and that's me.
See, that's enough. That's literally enough. So if I was
And
to
then there's that's why I'm opening a huge gym in South Africa.
see,
Yeah, and I'm trying to give back to the kids that because of where I'm opening the gym. There's no gym where the kids they can go and train, and there's so many talent kids in South Africa, but obviously there's no any facilities. There's no anything for them to to chase their dreams. And then I think that's what we lack. We lack. There's a few people who doesn't have anything to motivate the kids where where I mean I'm from South Africa and where I grew up. When I'm going there just to visit, it's not nice to look at all these people. There's nothing changed. Instead of changing, it's just getting worse.
yeah.
And then I was like, I'm gonna have to make a plan. I have to do something about this, just to help these kids. And you know, and I believe that the bigger things are coming, and I'm gonna help most kids to see how far they can go, and they can turn their life around.
That's what I love to hear when someone gives back. So a lot of people, and it's funny. Remember, I don't know if you remember, Michael. We were actually talking about there are people who work extremely hard in their life and
Mm.
give back, and they work a
Yeah,
lot harder than people who might be in the financial sector. For
yeah,
example, who money might just come easily. They can wake up in the morning and boom, they've made 10 million
on the
pounds
10 million.
Exactly. Whereas you, my dear, you have to fight the good fight for at least 10 fights. For
Yeah,
example, for you might to be able to make the same 10 or 20 million as the finance person. But I find that the boxer would be more likely to give to, communities and help people. Whereas the financial guy will be like, no, there's a massive difference in
100%.
people.
Yeah, definitely, because there's a lot of people which is I don't know. It's just been selfish sometimes because there's people who just making money, but it will never help anybody. There's a people. Sometimes I can go and have a chat with someone I know that he's capable to help other kids. But you get all the negative from him, and sometimes I don't like to beg too much, and I always wanted to drive my own plans that if I can start with this 1 2 1 2, there is other people out there, they'll jump in as soon as they
Yes.
see the plan that it goes. And then I was like, I'm gonna do 1 2, I'm gonna do this here in Preston as well. I'm gonna open a gym too. As much as I'm working with the kids from school, I'm mentoring the kids at high school, just to give the direction, because the kids, they don't know what's right, what's wrong. So that's what I'm doing as well.
See, that's what I love to do. Keep doing it. Keep doing it because we need more boxers like yourself to give children and even adults to a degree an opportunity to do things to show that things can change. But all it takes is, the person to let go of greed and
Yeah,
let in kindness. And I think that you don't take it with you when you die. I always say that to
you
people.
don't take it with you when you die.
Thank
True.
you. Thank you.
uh,
You don't.
100%.
Honestly. You leave it behind and
So
somebody else will fight for it.
for five for yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Michael, if I turn around to you and I said, if you weren't doing boxing, Michael, what do you think you would be doing now?
To be honest, I think because I wanted to be a footballer.
Hey,
I think I'll be doing a football, which is it's something that probably I should have just follow the dream in football, because boxing, for you to make it, you have to be ruthless. You have to risk a lot, and it's not easy. It's hard, and there's a lot of struggles in boxing because of uh people they don't really give a damn whether you know what's happening in boxing with your life. All they care is for them to make money out of it. So I think footballer was gonna be the best thing for me. But I don't regret. I love boxing,
Yeah.
and I'm here, and I'll always try my best to build those ones who need help.
I love that. What is the best advice you have ever received from someone that has helped you in your life and your career?
I think there's the advice that I've received from is my former trainer. He's a two times world champion. He fought, but he passed on later on the job. He fought Manny Pacquiao for the
Oh,
IBF.
wow.
When he was a champion, Manny Pacquiao was challenging him. Then he said to me, Mike, there's a one thing in life, boy. Never ever compare yourself with anybody.
I agree with him.
That's why he told me, said, in life, don't rush. When you see other people achieve, and you would think, why you? No, everyone has its own time, and take your time. Keep working hard. Don't stay on a corner spending time with people for no reason, wasting time. All you got to do is keep pushing and stay positive. Never ever ever let anybody tells you cannot achieve it.
That's right. You know what? That's the best advice ever.
Yeah,
And
that's why
yeah.
and even when I'm training, I always tell, sometimes I go live on my Instagram, and I tell the kids, says, listen, no matter how hard it gets, it doesn't matter. It may take 10 years, it may take 2 years, it doesn't matter how long it takes. As long as they don't give up, eventually you'll achieve your goals. And as long as you don't listen to people talking negative about you, and you don't put that in your head, because everyone has his own opinion. So, but doesn't mean they're right. Doesn't make them right. So, you got to believe on yourself and your family, or people who loves to see you winning, and that's what matters.
See, can you define what success means to you? Because we all have a different definition of what success means to us as individuals. But Michael, what does success mean to you?
I think success, for me, is to what. Let's say when you want to help people, and you've managed to, for instance, like what I'm trying to do to open the gym and all that. Once I finish to do that and put the kids in there, do their job, that's my success. That's a high. I call this success. That if you're planning, it's not about this success. Most people, they think success is all about making money.
No.
No, or this success is
Yeah.
just is to plan to, because I'm one person who like to help people. As long as I'm planning to do something, and that whatever I'm planning to do, and I become successful, and that's how I take as a success. And being alive, and able to wake up in the morning and have a smile and laugh, that's the success to me. Successful, it's I don't know. That's how I'm taking, because I don't like successfully. It's all about be comfortable and be happy, because being successful, having stress and wake up with the depression and all that. That's so being happy, able to do things that you want to do every day. I call it success.
No, I think you're right. Some people just wake up in the morning and that is success for them because they don't know whether or not they're going to see another day. Some people are fighting
100%.
Some people are fighting cancer, and that's,
Yeah.
and that's success for them to see another day because they're battling cancer.
Yeah, but exactly.
And
So
success could be, just finding the person that you love. Success could be having kids. There's so many. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. There's so many different ways to define success.
Define success, yeah.
You know,
Because my success mostly is more of my kids. As long as I see my kids happy, I
oh,
able to do things for my kids, and that's all matters. And that's my success there.
see, I love it when a father embraces the fact that they, you know, their kids are their lives, and it's so
Yeah,
nice to see. It's refreshing. It's absolutely refreshing, and especially from a father's perspective, because we hear a lot of mothers' perspectives as well. But I
yeah,
always love to hear a father's perspective when they're talking about their kids and how their kids inspire them, you know, and love them and nurture them, and they want to leave a legacy for their kids, you know,
hundred
to
percent.
show them that if you work hard, you know, you can achieve
They
anything you want. But
and they know my kids are always. I can take them to the gym. They're always, Daddy, can we go to the gym today? Like they, that's their life is to just we go to the gym, have fun. I take them out, and it just they love training anyway. My daughter, she's very good in boxing, but I don't want her to play boxing. But she's doing modeling. She's she's doing modeling, UK modeling.
I like
That's
that.
what yeah. My son, he loves football. He also loves boxing, but uh, all I want is just to focus on sport. When I chooses boxing, I'll be there for him.
Yeah.
He chooses football, happy days. Uh, so that's all that my success is on my kids. As long as they wake up in the morning and they're smiling and they're doing what they love, and I always manage to be there for them. That's my success.
That's enough. That's
Yeah.
literally enough. So I've only got two more for you, Michael. And my second to last question is, when was the last time that you remember feeling totally at peace with yourself?
To when I remember to feeling happy.
Yeah. Oh, at peace.
Please, okay. Hmm. uh, I haven't yet. To be honest, I don't know. I'm trying to think, man.
Sometimes I think we're all on a journey, and I think there'll be a moment in our life that will be very spontaneous, and you sit there and you look out at the atmosphere or the world, and it could be anywhere. You could be sitting in your home just looking out in the garden. You could be laying down and looking up at the sky, and
Actually, I think I was at peace when I went on holiday, and when I woke up in the morning, look at the view, sunshine, and I was so happy. I remember because I was with my kids, and I'm trying to figure out. That's all. I don't. I'm trying to figure out because you know why I can't really, because I haven't been at peace because I'm still chasing things that I want to do. I
naturally.
think, yeah, because the sooner I I can do one of those things, then I'll be happy. I'll be at peace, and
Mm.
knowing that my dream to able to help others now started now, and I'll be at peace. At the minute, I haven't. I still have a lot of thinking and what it is that I need to do. What it is, I'm forever on the meetings and all that, praying every time that God help me, because this is the year I have to make a difference to most people.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So I haven't really been, yeah. Until then, and then yeah, I'll be at peace soon as I think hopefully maybe next month there'll be some positive news.
You know what? I think for you, every day is a positive day because you find positivity within it,
Yeah,
and you bring it to life. So I think peace will come when you know that you feel settled, or like you say,
yeah,
when you've achieved what you need to achieve in your life. But I think there's an element of peace every day because you're doing something that you love.
true. That's true. That true. That yeah. That's I believe you're right on that. I support that.
So my final question for you, Michael, is I would love, before I even say thank you to you, and you know what, this has been a long time coming for us to have this beautiful interview that we've had today. I would love for everyone to be able to connect with you and be able to find you on all your social medias or wherever you would like people to connect with you. Please let us know where we can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Mike_Champ Official. On Facebook at Michael Ramabeletsa, and on my Facebook page, which is it's Michael the Troublemaker.
Sorry, I like it. That's cool.
Yeah, it's Michael the Troublemaker Ramabeletsa.
I like that. Michael, I want to say I want to say thank you so much for your patience, your kindness, but most of all your time, because time is a precious thing and we never know when it's going to run out or end. So thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us your story in your way. Thank you.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time, and you know, I'm one person. I always put everything in positive, but I just said it doesn't matter. Like I said, it doesn't matter how long it takes because it's a reason. God knows why we have to make this interview.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? When is the time to happen? It will happen.
Yeah, you're
That's how
exactly
it
like me. Yes,
is.
exactly the same.
When is the time to happen? It will happen, and I'll make it. I'll wait. I'll wait the time, but only God knows the truth, and that's how I always keep myself patient with so many things and try. Even if there's any disappointment in anything, I always just tell everything happens for a reason. So I can't really argue about it. I just have to say, okay, thanks God. Let me just focus and move forward, and that's how it is.
I always realize, Michael, that disappointments turn out to be a blessing. I don't know if you realize that as well.
100%.
Yeah, because sometimes when
Yes.
you feel absolutely disappointed, for some bizarre reason, a greater opportunity arises. We walk through the door of that opportunity and it
True.
becomes a bigger blessing than we've ever imagined.
100%. That's true. That's what's happening. It's the same. It's the same of things that I've been doing. Even now, like I become my own manager. Yeah.
Yeah. I
The
give you
things.
credit for that because I know it's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not. And now I've got 3 fighters that I'll be managing,
Yeah.
and so I'm gonna do my best to make sure that I look after them and they do what's right. And we're the journey. We still have a long way to go. And yeah, that's what I was saying. Been struggle and the people that I just first manage as a manager. It's amazing because there's two girls.
Oh,
One
wow.
is one is rating top 6 in the IBF world title.
I love that.
So and the second one, she's a former IBO world champion. Because they vacant the belt because of they didn't want to fight and she been holding the belt for too long. And like I said, and the other kid is 7-1, 7-0.
Yeah.
And I was like, the sooner this person approached me to manage these kids, I was like, wow, sometimes God, it just make things the way He wants, the way He thinks it's correct, because He could just pick anybody.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah, He could just pick anybody, but He just get in touch with me and He was begging me, so listen, man, I want you to do this, and I don't know why, but I feel like you are the right person to help these kids. Are you happy to? I said, yeah, definitely. If you're happy, I'm happy to do so. Then already I just send the names out to market the fights for them, and you know, the journey start now in as a manager. It's amazing thing. It's amazing how God works. Patience is a virtue for everything.
No, I agree with
I,
you. I
uh,
definitely do.
yeah, as long as I don't give up, that's all matters.
I don't think you ever will, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't see a giving up bone in your body, to be fair.
No.
Well, you know, from
I,
from the conversations that we've had, for the
I,
positivity that you know, the attributes of
that's
positivity that you have, Michael, I
yeah,
don't see I'm gonna give up bone in your body.
never, never,
See,
never.
I don't see it.
It, yeah, never. I'm even the mother of my kids sometimes like my listen. When you look at what's happening, people they rope you on your fight. They want you to win. This is what's happening. I was like, listen, uh, everything happens for a reason, and you never know why. But that doesn't mean I have to give up. Those are challenges. Sometimes they make you strong and are able to use your brain to for other things. And I don't want to be sticking thinking about they've done this, who've done this, and I hate him. I've got no time to hate nobody.
True.
I've so many things to do to be worried about. Why did he do this? No, it is what it is. Whatever he's done, God will deal with him when time comes. So
Correct. Yep.
uh, I don't have no time to hate no one. Unless you don't see your mistakes and you think you're smart, your time will come.
Mm-hmm. Karma does not
So
miss anyone.
yeah, like I said, you see the people that they used to manage me, and what I did, we split up. Yes, I move on, but now we start to do the business together, which is that's life. I don't want to be like, I don't do no business with him. Shit, he been doing all this shit to me, and no, it is where it is. That's life. You know, what you got to do is now it's about time because you'll be getting all the results that you've been waiting for
Mm.
all this time. So you work with them, you will get absolutely the blessings back in a long time because you got no time to hate nobody.
No,
You
that's
know,
true. I agree.
yeah.
I
You
definitely
know,
agree.
I don't absolutely no energy to worry about who said why they did this. Why everything happens for a reason,
You see,
and that's yeah.
Michael, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show again. You've been such a brilliant guest, and I know that when people listen to it, especially aspiring boxers, they're going to be inspired to continue with positivity in their hearts to be able to do it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate your time as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And guys, I want to thank you so much for listening to the Ask People podcast. And please remember, you can subscribe and listen to the Ask People podcast just by going to Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, or any other platform that you prefer listening to. Please also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Also, if you prefer listening there, guys, please, as always, thank you for listening once again. Stay happy, stay positive, and as always, please continue to be kind to one another. Take care.
You pray with me. I'm going go what's this place?
Where we going? Where we going?
Again in November.
Where we going,
For,
Michael?
I'm going to what's this Caramel.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm going in November. I've got a fight in there against some Philippines.
you know what? Go there and win, please.
I will. Got it,
Yeah.
got it, got it. God is good.
You have my positive energy, you have my
Yeah.
prayers, and you have my consistency of who you are as a person. Go out
Nah,
there and win.
definitely.
Spread your wings and let the wind fly. Fly like a Superman.
wings and let the wind glide you high. We're just soaring through this journey, leaving fear far behind. Our hearts are full of courage, you can win if you try. Redirect the yes to you, you'll see the power in us if you try.